Greetings, blessings. Welcome to JsGrassFedGarden. Today, we're going to get into low tunnel update. What survived through the mild but still very cold at times Vermont winter. And we're going to talk about what is going to be direct sown in the next few days. So let's get into it. Some strawberries. One of these I just dug out of this tunnel, that's why it's relevant. But anyways, so I had planted, if you've been following along, maybe you haven't, 50 onions in here and 50 onions in there back in January. And since January, we have seen -10, -8, -32 with the wind chill. And we've had a good amount of snows. And nothing over a foot. So, but this has 2 layers of agribon cover on it, and you can go back in videos. This thing has caved in, and it rises back up, caved in, rises back up, and the soil is in that little patch back there. You can see that's where the soil is melting, or the snow is melting first. That's the north side. That's a raised. It's really high right there in the whole raised bed. Like, that's the highest point of the bed, and this is east, so that was an observation. That's where the snow is melting first. So I went to go feel the soil over there, and it's completely thawed. So if the soil is thawed outside, then it was definitely going to be thawed on the inside of these tunnels. And what I found is that the onions, the tops died, the green, but I pulled a few out of the ground, which we're going to see in a second, and the roots still look good. So I think that these might resprout, the onions. They won't be good for storage, but they'll be good for sale for fresh onions. And so let me just run it through real quick. There was mustard greens in the beginning, Mizuna Asian greens, and kale. And then there's currant cuttings all down the middle, and there was a gourmet lettuce blend right in the back. So let's see what survived and what is going to resprout. Pretty cool, because this is my first time. I just went through and weeded a little bit, the weeds. I'm usually not about weeding, but this is a different kind of system than with just no tunnel, so which I can explain at the end of the video. So you can see these little right here, right here, right here, all of these little stalks. This is where the mustard greens were. And if you look on this tiny little stalk right there, that is the mustard greens resprouting. Again, right here. And you always get more rocks as the soil thaws in the springtime in New England. So I'm putting them all in my pocket. Maybe I'll show that at the end of the video. There's some more mustard greens resprouting right here. And as I go down, so this was an onion. See how it's all squishy and the roots don't look too good. Let me try to find a good one. So this one died for sure, but this one actually still has a little bit of green on it, and I tried to pull it out and I couldn't, so that means it's really rooted. So these right here as well, there might be a few onions that I get out of it, and that'll be pretty cool. But if I get 50, that'll be even cooler. Definitely gonna have some loss, and this is just some roots from last season that we leave in the soil for fertilization, decomposition, building organic matter, and carbon sequestration. And then right here is a little bit of purple mustard green also resprouting. And so what's cool about this is that not only am I going to get some early green action, but these are going to be the first to go to seed. And I will be able to save seed now to a cold hardy adapted mustard green, to my high elevation mountain fierce wind, fierce climate. This is the kale. Doesn't look too hot. I don't know if this is going to resprout. It's still early, so we still don't have a lot of daylight, so this might just be a matter of daylight of why these are not resprouting, but they do look pretty cooked. These were all the Mizuna Asian greens. I don't think those are going to come back either. These are the current cuttings, all down, along. And you probably would have looked at this and been like, this looks like nothing, but through further inspection, you actually see that there is a lot going on in here. And then last but not least, the Gourmet Blend Lettuce by High Mowing. If you want a cold hardy lettuce, I would highly recommend just looking through High Mowing's catalog. They got really good lettuce varieties, and I'm looking forward to saving seed off of this one. So we got the red right there, green right there, a little bit more regrowth in the back right there. And this is the onion. Floppy on the top, but it's not squishy right here, and the roots look good. Here, pull this one out, because this was the first one that I inspected. See, so I think that the bulbs survived. Like I said, they won't be good for storage, but they will, because I snipped these roots back. This is how I know it's alive. I snipped these roots back before I planted them in the ground, and these roots are way longer than from when I snipped them back. So that means they're alive and growing, and once they get a little bit more daylight, trying to plant this back into the ground one-handed. I'll have to come back and fix that proper. But this might just be a matter of daylight, and everything in here will start resprouting. Now, on top of all that, I'm going to, because we're supposed to get 5 to 9 inches of snow. Cool, look at all the fog. I don't know if you can see it. We're supposed to get 5 to 9 inches of snow in the next day or so. So, as you can see, the string is a little droopy. The things are a little bit caved in from all the weight of the snow. So I'm going to reassess the support, whatever you want to call them, the support hoops. And then I'm going to just fold over the 2 layers of cover. And I'm going to take some good consideration and thinking tonight about what is going to be direct sowed into this tunnel. Ideally, I would have had some cold hardy crops, plant starts to go in there right now, but I wanted to see what the reveal was going to be, and here it is. So now I can reassess and move forward from here, and it still is showing that by having this, it is giving me a much earlier jump start than I would have had if I did not have these tunnels. Quick little note over here. I was shoveling yesterday from the last snow we got, and I ripped it with the, gotta be more careful, it's moving too quickly. Those were all holes from the wind blowing with the current. Yeah, if you're gonna put current cuttings inside your little mini low tunnels, you're gonna want to put them the closest down the middle, not on the 2 sides, because when the wind blows, that's how you get the holes. And this is all garlic, green garlic. I might harvest it for heads of garlic, but there's like there's at least over 50 to 100 heads of garlic in here. And green garlic is when you harvest it about, I don't know, that big. And yeah, it's good fresh. Chop it up like a green onion, and it's really good. So yeah, I don't know what I'll be planting in here, but like I said, I got to take some good consideration and thought about what will be going in here, and you guys will be updated on when that happens. So I'm hoping that the onions in there are, I think there's going to be a better survival rate in that one, just because the tunnel was put up a little bit better. First one, second one, third one, and the third one is obviously looking the best. After you do it a few times, you get it down to a rhythm. So what else? Anything else? Yeah, it's cool. I'm trying to see where the snow is melting first, and again, we have another one melting first over here, and this is the northwest corner. So the northwest corner and the northeast corners are the first things that are melting. So that's an interesting observation. And I also have this still, so I'm thinking about when I'm going to be direct sowing into the soil blocks in the hop box Dutch light. All right, so, and I have one other note I wanted to make. I have a stash of hay from late season, so I'm going to be, after direct sowing, this will be covered with hay. Keep the soil covered, that's the motto. What did I want to show? All the rocks in my pocket that I found while weeding the garden, because in New England we live on glacial soils, glacial till soils, I think it's called. So when the glaciers receded, left all these rocks behind, and every winter when you get permafrost and then the permafrost thaws, more rocks come up. So that's pretty cool. Forget the one other thing I wanted to explain. There was something down here. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to explain about the grass. So this is a little bit why I don't usually weed, but the reason why I had to weed was because the reason weeds grow is because the soil is not covered, and the soil naturally wants to be covered. So when the sun hits the soil, whatever bare soil is there, whatever seeds are present will germinate, and then that's why you get weeds. So I wasn't really able to keep a full grass cover on this whole entire row through the winter time. As you can see though, there is like 2 piles of grass going down along the sides, and that was the grass that was a little bit on the soil but not covering it all the way. So I'll cover that all the way with grass after it's direct sowed. That would prevent the weeds from growing. And what I did with the weeds is here's one. See how it has this nice root structure? Well, it's like the veins of your body. It's like the veins of the earth, and when you pull that out, it's disconnecting it from this interconnected system. So really, what I would do in the summertime is, if there was a weed and it wasn't in this tunnel, is I would have just snipped it off at the top, and I would have not pulled this root mass out, and then I would have just put grass on top of the root mass, building the organic matter of the soil. And I'm still doing that, because all I did with the root mass was put it right over here and then put the grass on top of it that way. But I need it out of the middle so I can direct sow the seeds, and I want the least amount of competition for all of those seedlings or all of those overwintered root systems that are going to resprout in the next month or two as we get more daylight. So one love wholeness. Thank you for following along. This is the early March low tunnel reveal and update. So we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks for following along. Wholeness. Leave a question, comment, concerns down in the comment section, and let's get some conversation going. Peace.